Hello and welcome to your new beginning. I'm Erica Latrice, and my passion, my purpose is helping you to live yours. So I'm very excited to show up on today's message because this is one that has been encouraging me throughout the day. And my prayer is that it encourages you to step out and do more and be more and show up as who God has called you to do and to be. So if you're not familiar with this channel, I do want to just give you all an update of what's happening here, what's going on, how you can be connected, and what you can expect. And what I really want to drive home for you today is that it is so important that we're renewing our minds daily. Now, granted, sometimes I just want to show up once every, 5 months. I don't know, because life happens. But I want to be very intentional about showing up consistently for you all because I know how important it is for us to get up every single day. It's an everyday thing, and have that encouragement and renew our minds and build our mindsets up because my background is in television and media and marketing. And so I love doing those things, but you can have all the strategy on earth, all the career opportunities, business opportunities, ministry opportunities. But if you don't have that strong foundation, it's going to be easy to get stuck. It's going to be easy to want to give up, to doubt, and all of those things. So this channel is dedicated to helping you to stay encouraged and focused on where God is calling you to be in each season of your life. So that's my little snippet. But today's message is if you have been holding on to what I'm going to talk about today, today is your release party. It's time to let it go because I know that God is calling you to new heights and new places, and you're not going to get there if you're holding on to all this extra luggage and baggage. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. If you want to read along with me, you can go to Job 42. Yes, Job. So we're going to be reading from Job 42. And my prayer is just that this encourages you. And this will be a great time to tell someone, tag someone, and subscribe right now if you're watching, wherever you're watching this at, because that's the best way that you can support. So go grab Job 42, and we'll be right back. All right, so just to give you a little background, if you want to read more, you can start at verse 7. I'm going to kind of skip through this a little bit for time purposes, but definitely I would encourage you to read all of Job. It's definitely like a challenging story to read. It's sad when you see all the things that Job had to go through, but it has such a beautiful ending of restoration. So we're at this place where his friends have been not so friendly. That's pretty much where it's at. And God has given them um, basically a warning that his wrath is kindled against them. And at this time, they haven't spoken to him accurately. They haven't spoken to Job accurately. And this is their moment to get forgiveness. And this is their moment to go and humble themselves before Job. So that's pretty much what verse 7 and 9 are going. So they go to Job and Job prays for them. And this is verse 10 where I'm going to start. This is chapter 42, verse 10. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his prosperity and doubled his former possessions. All his brothers and sisters and prior acquaintances came and dined with him in his house. They consoled him and comforted him over all the adversity that the Lord had brought upon him. And each one gave him a piece of silver and a gold ring. So the Lord blessed Job's latter days more than his first. And it goes on to talk about all of the things that he had in his latter days. You literally could just put comma, and Job lived happily ever after. His children were blessed. He was blessed. He had full life, and so much came from that. But what I want to hone in on is releasing those people. It wasn't until Job prayed for his friends that we saw this shift of restoration. And I think that's such an important thing to look at because sometimes we can get distracted. And I'm not like saying you, notice I said we because we all can experience this. I know, like, being vulnerable, being on the internet and sharing, sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, I know they didn't come into the comment section and say XYZ. Like, who would say something like that? But it's a twofold warning because if you're someone out there and you're spewing hate and just negativity, you're dropping comments and saying, whether in person, negative things to people, God gave them the warning. He was like, look, I can deal with you, but thankfully I'm giving you this opportunity to humble yourself. So if you are in that position where you've been, whatever, maybe you're going through a tough time and you're lashing out on strangers, this is a call to repentance for that as well. But what I really want to focus on today is being able to release people. We all have probably dealt with this in some way, shape, or form, where you've had someone that you trusted, or you had someone that you poured into, or someone that you loved do you wrong, or show up and not really support you the way that you expected them to support you, or anything that could have you holding on to frustration, holding on to bitterness, holding on to anger, holding on to not being able to just release that person, whether that looks like releasing them through forgiveness, physically releasing that relationship, whatever it may be. And today, I really just want to encourage you to let it go, to release those people. Job, in a sense, now it doesn't say like if he still dealt with them afterwards, and I'm not like even getting deep into that, because you have to use your discernment. You need to, pray to God yourself to know and understand, who is he calling me to be in alignment with. But Job's was so powerful, because Job was like, even in the middle of all of these storms, his storms are probably like worse than anyone usually will go through in a lifetime. And he went through it in such a short period. Yet, even though he had every excuse to be like, you know what, I already lost enough, forget y'all, I'm not praying for you. Like, he could have very well pushed them away when they were obedient to God and coming for that, for Job. But instead, he prayed for them. And it's just so amazing to me that it felt like an immediate restoration. Now, granted, I wasn't there, so I don't really know the time frame. I'm just reading, but it was in the same, pretty much the same sentence, literally in 10. And after Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his prosperity and doubled his former possession. Point blank, period. Same sentence, same verse 10. After he prayed for them. And many of us can get hung up. Many of you may be dealing with right now bitterness, trauma. You're still upset with someone because they did you wrong, or they didn't support you, or they talked about you, or they said something in a season you were already going through something tough, and then here they come not supporting you in the way they needed to. And I'm not, again, not even getting into why they did it or what's to come of it. What we do know is that you have the power to pray for people. You have the power to, even if it's praying from afar, if for nothing else than to release that burden from yourself. And I think about where God talks about when he blesses us, he adds no burden to it. No burden to it. And that's a burden when you're having to navigate and maneuver in life according to bitterness, according to, I might end up in the room with this person and now I can't even like enjoy myself in that room because I have to remember that I'm mad at them or angry or I'm this and I'm that. It's literally blocking the flow that God has for you. Many of y'all are getting up early and staying up late and strategizing and working on stuff, and you're wondering why the business isn't prospering. You're wondering why things aren't growing the way that you expected. You're wondering why obstacles keep coming up, yet you're holding on to anger and bitterness. And you're expecting fruit in your life when there's this one thing that's coming in to taint. How they say like one bad apple spoils the bunch. It's like you can't have fruit and flow and just good things coming to you and excitement and joy. But then as soon as this one person shows up, you have to hold on to that toxicity, that negativity, that anger, that frustration. It's not worth it. That person, quite honestly, is not being harmed nearly as much as you are by hanging on to bitterness, unforgiveness. It's really a block. And it's been on my heart today, like just thinking about it in the past several days. And I really just wanted to come on and encourage you to release those people today. Release them, let them go. You don't have to talk to them. For many of them, you may not ever even interact with them for the remainder of your life. So it's not even worth hanging on to that. And the thing that I thought was so cool about how Job stepped into his restoration was that he didn't just say, like, I forgive you. He prayed for them. And I know that there have been times where there were people that I was frustrated with, hurt by, dealing with challenges from, and I had to get to a place where I was just praying for them. And I'm talking about genuinely, this may sound crazy, but seriously, I was like praying hard, like, Lord, please just bless them. I pray that everything their feet touch, their hands touch, that they'll just be blessed. And the irony is, even when I look at some of these people and I'm seeing them blessed, sometimes we can go back to the bitterness. Well, now, God, why are you giving them all these blessings, and they did this? But it's like a daily thing. And that's why I'm so intentional. I have struggled, just being honest with you, about the content that I put out, because I know where my business passion is, and that's in like developing income streams and entrepreneurship. And I've just taken a leap into real estate and doing media and marketing. But at the end of the day, all of that is fruitless and it's pointless if you don't have a strong, solid foundation. You can have all the marketing on earth. And I'm looking at this. I'm seeing people who have risen to what we would call the top in this lifetime: celebrity, fame, fortune, and they're miserable. They're hurting, they're in pain on a daily basis. There's no foundation. And it's so important that as you navigate through your time on this earth, that you have a strong foundation. And that is why I'm showing up. That's why I'm encouraging you today. I'm telling you right now, the best thing that you can do, I believe, is to develop a walk in a relationship with God for yourself. So then you're not even holding on to, not only not holding on to bitterness, but not even worried about the opinions of those others. When the I'm a probably like butcher their names, but these were the friends of Job, when Eliphaz and Bildads and Zophars come into your life speaking nonsense or negativity or telling you this, that, and the third. Or even the thing that's all ironic to me is that God spoke to them. So sometimes we see people coming in the name of the Lord. Like, these are people that are coming and swear up and down they are sold out, sanctified, and set apart, and they're speaking absolute nonsense. And I see this just not like just online, but in life. We see people that may come, but it doesn't matter what they're coming disguised as. You have the opportunity every day to seek God for yourself, to have that walk for yourself. And that's why I'm telling you where I'm reading from. Read it for yourself. Let God reveal himself to you, because when we do that, when we're renewing our minds daily, when we're building up our faith, and faith comes by hearing, hearing by the word of God, that's when you can navigate. I would encourage you to go to Joshua 1 as well, when God was laying out what true success was. And I'm not going to name any names, but it's just really been heavy on me, because I keep seeing like people, like I've had the amazing privilege to interview celebrities I would have only dreamed of meeting in a lifetime. And I've been able to be on stages I could have only dreamed of. And when I see that we're all just people, we're all just humans. So we can't put anyone on a pedestal or believe that just by hitting certain levels in your life or in your business is going to sustain you, because it's not. And that's why I always like just push to you or encourage you, like, don't be afraid to trust God and know God for yourself. It's great to get messages. It's great to hear from others. It's amazing when you can have that accountability and partnership and alignment, but there is nothing like God revealing himself to you personally, and you're able to walk in that. So that is it, y'all. That's my message for today. Release those people. So many of you, your breakthrough is here. It's on the horizon. That restoration, it happened rapidly. It happened quickly for Job. And I've shared even in times past that it will happen fast. And I've seen it in my life where when God brings that thing about, when you break through, and especially when it's something that's just been held up and delayed and you can't figure out why. And when God starts showing you these moments, I know many times in my life where God started revealing to me, this is what's holding it up: your obedience, your consistency, your showing up, your trusting me, your prayer life, whatever it may be obedient, do it. But today's message is release those people. Don't give them another inch. Don't give them a mile. Don't give them a yard. Don't give them any other room in your headspace or in your life to block what God is trying to do for you. So many of you, I pray that if this message is for you, that it resonates with you, that it comes to mind who you're holding on to, who are those people that you need to release, that you need to just pray for and move forward, because God is restoring, and I'm seeing it in so many people's lives. I'm seeing it happen rapidly. And you may think that you're behind. You may think that you've missed out. You may think that it's too late, but I'm telling you, God is restoring. God is a God of restoration, and we see it time and time again. So get in position for your restoration. Be obedient for your restoration, and watch how God brings things to pass for you. So that's it for real this time. If this message encouraged you, tag someone, tell someone. The best way that you can support what I'm doing is to subscribe here. If you have a message and you know that you're ready to start stepping out and getting on more stages and sharing your message and honing your skills and taking care of that gift that you have, I invite you to join me. I have an international women's movement called Amplify Her. We have a live event coming up in Atlanta at the time that this is being recorded. You can go to amplifyherlive.com, amplifyherlive.com, to learn about the upcoming events. Get your tickets. We have virtual tickets. We have in-person tickets. So you definitely want to be a part of that. And if you have a desire to speak, Make sure that you connect with me at info@ericalatrice.com so you can be one of our featured speakers at an upcoming event. But yes, y'all, if again, today, release those people, release those people, release those people. You can connect with me across social media at Erica Empowers. And as I always tell you, go out and make today so amazing that people can't help but find joy and excitement just because they just brushed elbows or bumped into your shoulder today, that it's just exuding from you, that your light is shining so much that it hypes other people up. That's it, y'all. I will see you in the next video. Take care.